everyone, hope you're all doing okay. These are 5 UFC fights that make zero sense, but I want to see happen. And before we do get started, let me know in the comments what fights you want to see but make absolutely fuck all sense. Now starting off, we have a bantamweight bout between two gorgeous Brazilians in Davison Figueiredo and Jose Aldo. Now I've picked this fight because, let's be honest lads, it would be absolute fireworks. And what I find interesting about this one, Figueiredo and Aldo weren't actually bantamweights. Of course, Figueiredo was a flyweight and now he's transitioned to bantamweight, and Jose Aldo was a featherweight who later on transitioned into a bantamweight fighter, both Brazilian, and I would love to see this fight. It makes no sense right now, but I mean, realistically, in a few months, depending on how outcomes go, you know, you got Aldo taking on Iman, whatever his fucking name is. If he wins that and Figueiredo loses to Sandhagen, realistically, we could actually get that fight. But as of right now, this video, it makes zero sense. But who would say no to this fight? I feel like there's a good possibility either man would win this one, especially over 5 rounds. You have Davison Figueiredo with that stupid power, and he's a very versatile striker. And you got Jose Aldo, who can really outclass a lot of people, even though he's almost 40 years of age. In fact, I actually think Davison Figueiredo's close to 40 as well, but I wouldn't mind this fight at all. I'd be a bit scared that Figueiredo sends Jose Aldo to the shadow realm with that scary power that he has. I mean, he's the only person to knock down Peter Yan from what I remember, and Jose Aldo, he's done it many a times now where he's completely outclassed an opponent on the feet. I would love to see this fight. Next up, we have current welterweight champion Belal Muhammad moving on up to the middleweight division to take on Sean Strickland. Now the fight itself, you know, you got two objectively boring fighters in both Strickland and Belal. However, I feel like the build up to this fight would be really fun. Both of these guys don't like one another, and their history is what plays a part in me wanting to see this fight. At the moment, it makes zero sense considering Belal's a welterweight champion. Sean Strickland lost the title last year to DDP, so it doesn't really make much sense right now. However, I would love to see it, and even though I think the fight could be boring, I could also see the possibility of it being quite fun. You know, Strickland likes to take the front foot, put the pressure on a lot of people, use that jab a lot, stick him, prod him with that jab a few times, whereas Belal likes to take that front foot, put you on the back foot, keep you up against the cage, and take you down and sniff your bollocks. So I actually think if these two clashed in the middle, it could actually be quite fun, and whoever loses this one, I take some enjoyment out of that one. I'm not a fan of either man, so regardless, I kind of win from this one, but I would actually like to see this one. Yes, it could potentially be boring, but I still think the build up alone would just, I think it would be great. I think Belal's shown ever since winning the championship bout, he can actually talk a bit, at least on Twitter. I mean, we haven't seen him really do much since, because I think he's only done one press conference against JDM, and you know, it's kind of hard to trash talk JDM because he is a nice bloke and he doesn't really do much of it himself. However, with Sean Strickland, he loves to chat a lot of bollocks at a press conference. I think that would be a perfect dancing partner when it comes to verbal exchanges for Belal Muhammad, and even the stuff on Twitter. You know, both of them love a good rant on Twitter, so I'll be very interested in this fight. Next up, we have Alex Pereira, and he's decided, you know what, I'm going to move up to the heavyweight division. I'm not going to challenge John Jones. I'm not going to challenge Tom Aspinall because I don't have that bout anymore. I can't make that fight. What I'm going to do is challenge Bon Gamin. Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira. Makes no sense. I would like to see it. Two strikers, both very versatile. Cyril Gane, one of the better strikers in the heavyweight division. Yes, he should have lost to Volkov. I understand. I still think he's a better overall striker than Volkov personally. However, Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane, I'm all for this one. I think if you asked me this a while back, I would have said yes, Cyril Gane wins this, you know. After that performance against Volkov, I don't know, man. I think Pereira would actually get him and clock him. I mean, we saw a fat, out of shape Taito Ivasa, well, probably in shape for Taito Ivasa standard, drop Cyril Gane in Paris a few years ago, but yeah, I think it's ropes for Cyril Gane, but I think this one would be quite interesting, to be honest, because I think Cyril Gane could give Pereira some problems, but in the end, I do think that Pereira would find a chin of Bon Gamin, or maybe just chew up his fucking lead leg, but he does change stances a lot. He's got relatively good defense as well, to be fair, Cyril Gane, and good footwork for a heavyweight, and he is a big heavyweight as well, so I'll be very interested in this one. I just think this is a very fun matchup. Not much of a build up to it, but style on style, I think this is a very fun one. We now continue and we get Sean O'Malley taking on Max Blessed Holloway. Why not? O'Malley moves up and Holloway moves back down. Well, he hasn't made the transition yet. He said he's moving up to lightweight, but he stays at featherweight. I would like this fight. I think everyone would favor Max Holloway. I completely understand that, but who wouldn't like to see this fight? O'Malley, I feel like his cardio has gotten a lot better over the years. I feel like he's adjusted to 5 rounds and going at a good pace. He's good at, you know, making a fight go to his pace. But so is Max Holloway. If you can't nullify him and stop him from taking over and going at his pace, well, then you're pretty much fucked. We saw that in the Calvin Kattar fight. And the reason why Volk does such a great job against Max Holloway is because he was able to stop Max Holloway from, you know, setting it at his own pace, and Volk was able to match that pace as well, which helped him a lot. Would O'Malley be able to do that? I don't know, but O'Malley does possess a lot of power. Now, obviously, Max Holloway has a granite chin. It has been cracked by Ilia Topuria now. And do I think that O'Malley will be able to bring up enough power in that featherweight division in order to crack that chin and get the respect of Max Holloway? I'm not entirely sure, but come on, this would be a very fun fight. You know, the star who the UFC, well, want to be the big superstar of the UFC, Sean O'Malley, taking on the veteran, but still quite young, Max Holloway. 2 big names going at it, 2 strikers, similar builds as well, from what I believe. I would be all over this fight, and you'd be stupid not to want to see this fight. And now we have the final fight, and I've gone for another featherweight fight between Alexander the Great Volkanovski and Corey Sandhagen. People might be disappointed that's the last fight, but I actually think that would be a really, really fucking fun fight. Sandhagen is very well-rounded. Volk's very well-rounded. To make it a bit more even, maybe Volk's old age and durability is a bit more in the mud, so it'll give Corey Sandhagen a bit more of a chance. Corey Sandhagen, maybe not a massive 135er, but he's certainly quite lanky for the division, and I think he could make a decent transition to 145 as well. I think, you know, it would remind me a bit of Petr Yan and Corey Sandhagen. That's my favourite fight of all time. I could see it being a bit like that. I feel like it would be a bit more competitive now that Volk is a bit older, I'll be completely honest. But, you know, I feel like for as long as this is striking, I think Volk would mix in his grappling. In fact, I think even Sandhagen would try his grappling against Volk as well. I think this would just be a great display of MMA, mixing of the martial arts. I think it'll be a very well-rounded fight. You know, kickboxing, boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, offensive. You just see it all of this fight. Good cardio, good fight IQ. Even though Sandhagen's fight IQ can let him down sometimes, I feel like Volk's, you know, best path for victory is that fight IQ, because I think his fight IQ is one of the best we've ever seen in MMA history, personally. But yeah, and Sandhagen wouldn't have that power to really get the respect of Volkanovski, so maybe he won't be able to trouble the durability of Volkanovski. But I think this would be a fun fight. I think Volkanovski would win. I think it'll be a clear winner, and maybe he would even dominate. But I feel like there'll be some close rounds, and I do think it'll be a very fun fight to watch, and that's why I gave this as a fight. It would never happen. Again, it makes 0 sense, but I just thought it would be a cool one. But anyways, guys, that's it from me. The 5 fights that make 0 fucking sense that I would love to see. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see some of the fights that I've suggested. Again, give me your own top 5 fights that make no sense that you would love to see. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.